Start that over. Re-roll that. Sorry
little
about
bit
that.
on the loud side.
The knobs get twisted in the laundry basket that serves as our storage. Welcome back to From the Depot podcast. Today is day 10 since the last episode came out, I'm pretty sure. Maybe day 9. It's coming out randomly now, which is kind of unprofessional, but that's how it's been coming out. So it's still coming out every week, except for that 1 week we took off for July 4th. Let's go USA. And today we actually have the best guest of 2023.
Was I the only one?
Returned in 2024.
Yeah, the only one in 2024.
and he's actually in the FTD Hall of Fame.
Wow.
Yeah, that we recently opened up actually last week.
So I'm like the first guy in?
Well,
or?
Tyler and I are in, and then you're in as well.
Yeah, we're in it too.
Yeah.
So
there's three.
Yeah,
There's three in.
Yeah.
Don't feel that special because we're all in it, but
No, I'm special. Trust me, I'm special.
If you want to be on the show, just reach out, you know?
Yeah, I want to be on the show.
Yeah, anyone out there, really. We'll take crackheads, homeless, women.
Yeah.
Well,
It's because I brought them cherries, right?
yeah, he brought
you brought
moonshine
these
cherries.
moonshine cherries that are just so unbelievably strong.
I'm gonna have another one actually if I can get one.
You know what? We'd be really smart if we put them in a bowl.
Yeah.
No, they're in the jar.
That's probably a good thing, though, because then you have to actually work to
They
get it.
stay in the jar. I want to know how many it takes to get me lit the frick up.
I don't
And
think
I'm not feeling anything
I don't
yet.
think it's that many.
Yeah.
I would say what? 3 of them
I think-
is a shot. But it's moonshine, so a shot of moonshine's a lot.
Yeah.
I read about 6 now.
I've had a bunch. They're so good. They're really good. It tastes like maraschino cherries mixed with Expo Cleaner, and I love Expo
Paint
Cleaner.
thinner, yeah.
It tastes like turpentine.
The jet fuel.
As soon as my
Holy.
trick knee stops hurting,
You're
that's when I stop eating. Yeah.
That's how you know you've
Yeah,
had
that's when I
enough.
know I've had enough. You know, it starts in the hip.
Yeah.
Then when you get your trick knee
Yeah.
working itself
once
out,
your
then you're-
knees
What'd you
start
do to your
feeling
knee?
good.
What'd you do to your knee?
I got old.
Oh.
Not enough squats.
Nah, well, too many squats.
Too many squats.
Yeah.
There's never too many
Overdid
squats.
it on the
I actually
squats.
blew
Save your knees,
I
boys.
blew my back out today on squats, which is not a good deal, but
No bad.
we're here. I'm eating these until the back doesn't hurt anymore.
Yeah, I'm
Very
actually
good.
starting to feel my cherries a little bit. I'm sorry. I feel like I can feel them a little bit. I got the liquor
My
warm.
disc is unbulging right now. I can feel it.
My bulge is undisking.
You've had,
Oh!
you've had your cherry pop. Yeah.
And I'm making a mess here, so I'm gonna grab a Kleenex real
Well,
fast.
you'll be licking that up here in a minute.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, I need more.
I'm going to eat one more. I said that 5 cherries ago.
So, off to a strong start. So we got the moonshine cherries. We got Steven back, most requested guest of
Our
2024.
senior Politico and DMT correspondent.
Yeah, he'll
got
let
you.
you know pretty much about anything you need to know. So, yeah, and a lot has happened. We were just talking before this. So much has happened in the past month.
Before we get too lit up, we need to dive in. We need to dive
need
in
to dive
just
right
straight
in.
in, but we need to rewind. Where were you at 6:22 on July 13th?
Yeah.
Were you on a roof somewhere by any chance?
Oh, my God. A sloped roof.
Yeah, sloped
That's
roof.
very
Yeah.
dangerous.
That's extremely dangerous. You should never be on a sloped roof at 6:22 or 6:11. I'm not sure. Where were you there?
That was probably the point when I hit my no fucking way button. When she said something that stupid.
That was insane. That was a crazy thing to say. It's too dangerous for what's supposed to be the highest trained law enforcement force in the entire
That's what you
country.
get when you have DEI, boys.
Is that when the multiverse theory kind of opened up?
Yeah. I was like,
in your
what
mind.
the-
yeah.
As soon as that happened, I
I did
was
see
like,
something really cool on a podcast about 2 days ago. Somebody showing a UFO in the background that they caught on the camera when they slowed it down and people start looking at their cameras and stuff. Everybody in there had a camera on it,
Yeah.
but when they slowed it down, you could see it. It's
No
crazy as shit,
way.
man. Have you ever
No
seen
way.
the
I know
vetted podcast?
Haven't you
We know who's going out first tonight.
Yeah.
No, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Okay, so you're saying
no,
there's
Yeah, that's good.
you're saying there's UFO contact.
I saw the picture on X.
You saw it.
I saw it.
Yeah.
I usually just scroll over the UFO stuff
It's crazy, dude.
because I started reading that book, The UFO God.
Uh-huh.
You read that book, right?
Yes.
I got probably 100 pages in, and I haven't picked it up since, just because I got on another book. And it's
Yeah, it's one of those things you come back to it.
I'm coming,
I know your
I'm coming
mom
back.
really
I
got a
remember
lot out of it.
It's a very memorable book.
Yeah.
Like I remember it really well, so I feel like I'll be able to pick it up again. And
Oh, you haven't even gotten to the crazy shit.
I got to where he was in the woods, and there was a giant flaming floating orb,
It's 3 of them.
3 of them.
Yeah.
And then they went to a river or somewhere they're camping, and there was more orbs, and the orbs were chasing them, and then they woke up in a field.
Yeah, that was the beginning, really, of the whole thing. So you've got a long ways to go.
I want to get this guy on the podcast because he lives.
Well, you know, his
he
son
lives here.
has a podcast.
He does.
Yeah, it's called Bledsoe Said So.
Bledsoe said so.
Yeah. Well, they really cover all of the stuff that goes on in their family. And they go into a lot of esoteric, stuff that kind of deals with the spiritual
I want to
stuff.
get them because they're right down the road in Hope Mills.
Well, Chris still is. His son moved to Wilmington. I actually got in touch with his son Ryan because I wanted to do a Skywatch with them.
Oh,
And they're supposed to do it sometime this summer, and he told me he'd let me know. Because it's it's blowing up now, so you've got a lot of people that want to come see it.
so they know where it is when it's going to happen.
Dude, he's clairvoyant is what it is. He can call him. It doesn't matter where he's at. If he's somewhere anywhere on the planet, he communicates with them.
Invite me.
Well, there's
Don't
a
leave
thing,
me out of it.
There's a thing called a hitchhiker effect. I know you've heard of that before.
Yeah.
A lot of people that either witness them with him, they carry it home, and then they can see him. It's some far out stuff, man. But
So I would carry it home,
possibly, yeah,
but that's a good thing.
yeah.
That's a good thing.
I saw him on the Outer Banks fishing, but this was years ago when I didn't know what it was.
I thought you
we just-
said
You
that
said-
was the
you said
light
that was
on
a
that
fishing pole.
fishing pole.
No, that's a totally different story. No. But when I first heard about Chris Bledsoe and started looking at the orbs, I'm like, I've seen those freaking things. That's it's not uncommon to see them. More people are starting to see them all over the world because they're kind of waking up, and
Yeah.
just opening up their mind to it, and that's how disclosure happens.
Well, I'd like to have a little orb follow me around,
Yeah.
check out what I'm doing, keep me accountable.
Yeah, just to, keep tabs on you, make sure your cherry intake is in check.
Do they communicate
Speaking of,
Yes.
English?
Have you watched Skinwalker Ranch yet? No. God damn it. I've told you boys,
I've watched The Hunt for Bigfoot.
you need to get into Skinwalker Ranch. But there's another sideshow to that called Beyond Skinwalker Ranch. And he was actually on the last episode last year of it. That was the first season of Beyond Skinwalker
Bledsoe
Ranch.
was on.
They hooked him up to a machine, ESG machine or some shit that rings brainwaves. So when he's calling these orbs in, you could see it on this computer that he's communicating.
It's like a polygraph thing going on.
Something like that, man. They hook him up to a machine and everything. It's bizarre, but
Did
I
they
mean-
get the orbs in the show?
yeah,
Did they?
yeah. If you go to his Instagram, dude, you'll see all of his videos.
What?
It'll blow your mind, man.
I'll go to his Instagram
I'm
after
so
this.
ready. I'm so ready for something beyond everything that matters so much. All the powers, the powers that be in the world and America specifically. I'm so ready for something above them to just do something and then them be like, oh.
Do you
no.
think-
Well,
Do you
that's
think-
what
do you think-
disclosure is all about. To be
Yeah.
honest with you, it's
Do we think Biden's double is the evil orb?
Did you see he's got 6 inches
he's
taller?
way taller. By the way.
I know,
We hadn't seen him in 5 days. They sent out an
came out
AI
so
voice
much
message
taller.
to the Kamala rally, and then he got way taller all of a sudden.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people have commented on like his eyes won't blink and shit. Or it looks like his skin is going to start flaking off
They
like a biscuit.
repurposed a Chuck E. Cheese robot for him.
But you know, man, I mean,
Get a battery charger.
I can goof on him, but if you sit there and watch it, it's really sad.
It is sad.
I mean, it's actually disgusting
when
that they would do that to another human being.
when he dropped out, I was in my bedroom and I was just like, this feels not good. It feels not good at all. I don't feel good about this. I didn't feel good about him running, but the dropout, his like announcement to drop out on X was like weird. His staff didn't know about it. It was like, it felt like he was at like gunpoint kind of thing.
There's a higher evil force at play here that is beyond anything we understand.
Yeah.
I definitely think my theory is that the Democratic Party and all of the people invested in it with the actual money were this well-oiled machine for like 9-10 years, and they could get anything they wanted, anything. And I think something internally in that group has blown up recently because they're messing up constantly.
Yes.
And I feel like we haven't seen them mess up like this continuously at all. Almost like the last decade. They've been dialed in at like, you know, I don't like what they're doing, but I think
to give them credit.
They did it really well.
Their ability to brainwash is beyond anything I've ever seen. I mean, and don't underestimate their ability to brainwash intelligent people. As bad as I hate Zuckerberg, I was watching him give an interview this week, and he was like really seemed to be empowered a little bit, changed his attitude about Trump. Is he coming out endorsing him? No.
I saw that.
Is he full of shit? Maybe.
Did you see his
saw that.
Instagram video for July 4th?
Zuckerberg?
Yeah.
I did not.
He was wake surfing, holding an American flag and drinking a Coors Light in a suit.
Well,
which was it was pretty. If it wasn't Zuckerberg, it would have been pretty awesome.
Yeah.
But since it was him, it was like a little not as awesome, but it still was pretty American.
The funny thing is, I think Zuckerberg is going through like
midlife crisis.
He got mega, not even famous in the general term of like a young child star, but I mean, coming out of college, he was right in the whole Silicon Valley explosion, and he was so enveloped in that for so long, hanging out with a bunch of nerds from California constantly. Like I feel like he's finally started to grow up a little bit. I feel like he
got into the jiu-jitsu community.
What is that? Is it a bug? You had a bug on you?
I don't know what it was. It felt like something drilled into my head or something. I need another cherry.
Yeah, you're going to need a couple more cherries.
I think it's the orbs that are
probably we probably just...
It's these little red orbs that we keep plucking out of this
those
ball.
are actually... those are actually Facebook brand microphones, so...
This table's going to be destroyed.
I think he's finally doing like the growing up, and he's finally turning into like an actual person.
I don't understand how you don't make a face when you eat the cherry. You didn't make a face, and you didn't make a face when you ate the cherry.
I'm seasoned.
Let me see what I can do.
And I'm like spitting red juice everywhere.
Oh, Lord.
All right, but I want to go back to July 13th, because now there's been a lot of information that's come out due to the congressional hearings and everything. A lot of theories going around, and I want to hear your opinion on exactly what went down.
On
Boom.
Which congressional hearing are you referring
Well, I'm
to?
just saying there's a lot of like information now that the congressional hearings for the Secret Service director has come out and everything. I watched that whole thing. It was despicable.
Now, do you want my views on how it all went down and who's responsible?
Yeah. I want to know through your eyes, when you saw it on July 13th, what was your like initial reaction, and then like day after, what were you kind of thinking?
After the congressional hearing.
Or just the assassination
let's go
attempt.
back to the event
Yeah.
Because this is the kind of shit that I love to piece together in my head.
I also want to know where you were and what you were doing when you saw the headline.
I was meditating on the couch with my dog in my lap. And my mother-in-law ran in and said Trump had been shot. And I was like, well, yeah, that's not surprising. Cut the TV on, and then I see him, and I'm like, my first thoughts were, okay, it was some jackass with a pellet gun. Honestly, how are you going to get into an event and shoot these days? After Reagan and all that, you would think we'd have it figured out. So when I started actually getting information, because that's one thing that I want the facts to come out. I want to understand everything before I start making irrational thoughts. So when I saw what the perimeter was, I knew right. And listen, I'm not military. I'm not law enforcement. But I got enough common fucking sense to know that something wasn't right. That perimeter should have been 4 times larger. It should have gone out to stuff that you couldn't even see. If a sniper, a professional, wanted to kill him, he's not going to be on a roof 140 yards away. He's going to be a mile away.
I was going to say, I've seen a lot of SEALs talking about it, and they're like, usually with Secret Service, they're on roofs 500 meters away.
So what I do know a lot of guys that have done that kind of stuff in the military. So listening to them or listening to past stories, I mean, I've read a bunch of SEAL books. I know what's going on. They had a gun on that roof from the minute that they got up on that roof. They knew he was there. There's no way they could not see him. It's the first place you're going to go is to that roof. Now, you would never in a million years think anybody would be stupid enough, but you have to put a gun on it. Where do you think that gun was looking? On that top of that roof the entire time.
Yeah. Well, the Secret Service, the CS guys were like, they had seen him 30 minutes prior.
This is where it gets puzzling to me. You need to hear from the sniper. Are you going to hear from him? I guarantee you he's got a gag order on his ass. They've already threatened him.
Oh, 100%.
Because somebody told him, if you go back and look at the shots, from the time he feels the first one in his ear, you can count 8 shots, and then there's about a 5, 6, 7 second pause before you hear the pop. That's the kill shot. Any sniper in the world will tell you as soon as they see somebody on that roof, they're pulling the trigger. They're not waiting.
Mm-hmm.
If they can verify something's not supposed to be there, and they have comms, they're all on the same comms. If they weren't, there's just one more layer of screw up. So he should have popped him right then. Then I'm getting up to shot number 8. Why is he not shooting him?
Yeah.
Okay. He should have been dead alive. The first shot never should have gotten off.
In the video footage shows the Secret Service guys looking through their scopes.
Somebody told him not to engage.
That it has to be that way.
Yes.
It has to be that way because the director was saying that identifying a threat is more complicated, and I was like, it's not that complicated.
That's
when an unidentified person's on a roof with a gun pointing at you. They probably have 40x zoom scopes on their sniper rifle. They can probably see the skin on his face and what rifle he has.
But here's the biggest revelation to me. Would you ever in a million years think that you could get into a venue like that and pull this off if you didn't have information? No, the answer's no.
No shot. I've been to a rally.
How would you know ahead of time? You have to plan something like that weeks in advance.
Well, now he set up a drone 2 hours before the rally.
Yeah.
All that's coming out, which is...
So if you were even going to do something like this, how would you even know you could pull it off? Unless somebody guaranteed you that... I mean, it was almost too perfect and too much amounts of layered stupidity, military-grade stupidity.
For me...
That you have to say this was...
I would do a car bomb. I would just hire an Al-Qaeda guy and say, gun this car right into the stage.
Well, I'm wondering why he wasted time to even get on the roof.
That's how I would do it.
The crazy thing is...
And we're under FBI watch now. Sorry,
I just got off. Got off.
I'm back on it. I'm not gonna do it. But if I were to do it, that's how I would do it.
The crazy thing to me is that if you're to kind of steelman it, why, if they had this great plan and they've coordinated with all of these organizations and they've gotten the local PD subdued, they've got the Secret Service subdued, they've got the everything perfect and ready, why would they send a like totally unqualified dude to do anything with a cheap AR? That's my only like.
Because it makes it unbelievable.
I guess it does, because I guess that would be the only answer that makes sense. Is that
if you think about it, I asked a lot of people that were not into putting this puzzle together as me, and that's the first thing that they say. Why would they get someone that stupid?
Yeah.
Because he's easily brainwashed.
Yeah, because
they can find these guys.
Probably the only one who would do it.
That this kid had connections overseas in these game rooms and stuff. Well, look, these people that are willing to find someone to do that, that's where they look for people like this.
Did you end up seeing Steam as like a program on the computer that we all play games through?
Uh-huh.
He had like 150 hours played of a presidential assassination simulator. Which is crazy.
You can't make it up.
Which is crazy.
just
That's
don't
a
get-
lot of hours.
Yeah.
150 yards without a scope on an AR, even a cheap one, easy shot.
You
I
could
could-
you
I
could
could
borderline
teach- I
you could
could
borderline
teach
do it with a
anybody.
pistol.
Within 5 minutes, how to put a baseball grip
Yeah,
from that
yeah.
range with iron sights. He didn't have a scope on that rifle.
They said they said with the AR you should be shooting through your first hole at 150 yards.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, an AR at that distance with enough time to properly aim and set your target is basically like cheating. There's even a cheap one, which that's the thing. I just don't get, like, why doesn't he have?
Well, what did he have? Do we know what he had?
He had some like budget AR with irons on it.
Yeah.
It was like one of the cheaper ones.
Yeah.
Like a Palmetto State Armor or
I don't-
something like
wasn't-
that.
No, it
that, but
was
it
D something M. I can't remember, but
Daniel Defense.
It wasn't a Daniel
It wasn't
Defense.
Daniel Defense. Nah.
He had a 2,500. If he missed a shot with the $2,500 AR, he was meant to miss the shot.
All of it is like theatrical. All of it's weird. If that was truly
I agree.
a planned event, that was the worst planned event ever. But at the same time, the Secret Service didn't do anything. The police didn't do anything. There's eyewitness accounts of like police going up to see the guy on the roof and then leaving. There's this weird,
Very weird
it's
stuff.
just
There's
covered in weirdness.
There's a trail of like phone records. Dude went from Washington D.C. to Crooks's house 3 times.
I've heard about
You've
that.
seen that.
Yep.
And that could be coincidence. He could be family, but it also is he was right next to an FBI building is
Yeah.
where his phone shut off,
It's
which they
so-
put him in the Faraday bags, but
It's so hard to believe anything. Like if it's something that confirms my point of view, I feel like I'm even more like
Biased towards it. Yeah.
I want to disagree with it immediately because I want to make sure I'm not just like taking in stuff that I'm like, oh, see,
Yeah.
see, I'm
Told you.
dug in.
yeah, no,
I'll never change.
I like to try my best to disagree with stuff that I would naturally want to agree with because I want to know if it's real, but I don't even know what's real. There's no good way. Did you lock that door?
I don't know, but I need another cherry.
She just can't get in. Somebody locked the door. It's literally not locked.
Oh my god.
Shit.
Ray, you want a cherry?
No.
They're good.
Good answer.
Ray, was the assassination an inside job?
Yeah.
There we go.
Yes.
And that's our senior truth correspondent right there. She knows it all.
That's our minor truth correspondent.
yeah, minor, yeah, true.
Even the youthiest of the youth can see it.
Yep. Yep, and she was a hippie about 2 years ago, which is she's really to come around.
Well,
Yeah. But it's are we ever gonna get the truth?
no.
Hell no.
No. and they're gonna keep putting fake stuff out. I mean, I swear that their best play. Let's just assume that it's true that let's say Hillary Clinton was behind it. Okay, which I don't necessarily believe, but let's say that she was completely behind it. Their best play following it failing is just to get everybody fighting. And so spreading information about how it was fake would be beneficial to them. Because then it makes it does the same thing they always try and do, where it makes the right seem like they're all a bunch of conspiracy theorists. So if you just spread all this fake stuff,
I think it was the FBI, CIA, because they don't have to answer to anyone.
Yeah.
I thought about the third
they're
party stuff.
unconstitutional.
I thought about the third party stuff, and if our guys got wind of a third party trying to do this, they would automatically bring them to justice. But the FBI and CIA don't have to get held accountable to anything.
Think the opposite.
Ray, you think it's Soros?
No, I think it's somebody like BlackRock.
That's possible. There was a lot of weird stuff going on with BlackRock.
Well,
yeah, they shorted.
Even besides the kid being in one of their videos, I'm not tying that to them. It might not be BlackRock.
I'm tying it to him.
But
I'll be that
those
guy.
are the people that run the world. They're the
That's
ones
true.
that get these people elected. It's not you and I.
Let's talk about the clerical error that they shorted.
They shorted. Was it Truth Social?
Hey!
She started whispering.
I wanted to see the depot.
Oh my gosh.
Okay,
You want a chair?
they shorted which stock did they short? Was it Truth?
It was Truth Social.
It was
Truth Social.
DJT.
They shorted the stock $360 million short position. After the assassination, they got their money back because they said it was a clerical error.
And the stock shot way up, so they would have gone to zero.
They would have had $0 from that trade.
They're the most evil people.
How do
on
you?
the face of this
Nobody
planet.
gets their money back. Nobody gets their money
That's
back.
not how it works.
It's not how it works.
No.
You can't gamble. You can't put all your money on red. It hits black, and then you're like, I want my money back.
Well,
Actually,
it's like, where is the money even coming from? It's ridiculous. You buy a short position. It's not like you're putting your money in a pool.
$360 million clerical
Chump
error.
change,
Yeah,
yeah.
What?
Just a zero.
Yeah. Whoops.
Yeah. I meant to put the dot
we
here.
meant 36 million.
It's so weird. The dude
It's
was
so
in
icky.
a BlackRock
it feels
commercial.
So icky.
Too much.
It's just
It is.
Too much is wrong for there not to be some kind of crazy foul play.
What do you got going on?
Oh, nothing.
What?
I'm just observing.
You're observing?
Yeah.
Come on, baby, come to Papa.
I'm not sure that it was I don't know. This is the thing, though, that what I'm talking about, this group of people who were so good, which is probably some of the richest people in the world. It's probably an international group. The Clintons, for sure. It's like this whole group of people who are able to control everything. It doesn't seem like one of their moves. Their moves are like so good you don't even know what happened until it's been like 2 years later. But lately, everything's falling apart for them,
Yeah.
and they're making horrible decisions.
That's the crazy thing about it. Is you're sitting there watching it and you're like, I can't believe I'm seeing this stupidity out of people that I know are not stupid.
Historically,
As
they've
far
been,
as the Secret Service and I get it. I get the DEI thing and I agree, but you can't. This is way beyond that. I mean, these people can't be this incompetent.
No.
There's so many
yeah,
layers of it
yeah.
that it just I can't. I'm not buying it.
It was like watching a poorly written show.
The worst.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was horrible. You can't even believe. It's almost like you could see the kid on TV. I'm surprised we didn't see him climbing on the damn thing.
You
I
can
know.
see there's videos. People are recording
Oh, yeah.
him shimmying along the roof super awkwardly, and they're like, guy with gun over here, guy with gun.
Yeah.
Someone do something, guy with gun. And they're like, Where? I don't see anybody. What's
And
going on?
I think that was after the cop went up on the roof and saw him with a rifle.
And apparently
laying
he pointed the rifle at him and the
pointed-
cop left.
Yeah.
And
What?
You
That
got
doesn't
people
ma-
in the building under him.
It doesn't. There's just like no sense.
No.
Even if you were like, okay, at the congressional hearing, they were like, was it a colossal failure? Colossal's not even the right word. It's like, was this? If it was just a failure, it might be the worst failure in the history of the world.
Period.
Not
All history.
not colossal.
Yeah,
Even the made up history.
It might be the worst ever.
Because that's an
It's
that's
an
a funny
impossible
thing.
error to happen. It's an
Yes.
That's the thing that makes me believe that it wasn't a failure. Is that it's an impossible failure.
Exactly. That's my point.
Is that if they assigned us three secret security,
It wouldn't have
we
happened.
could have done a better
Yeah.
job.
Yeah.
We would have killed the guy when we saw him show up on his bicycle because we're killing everyone on bicycles.
Yes. Anybody that looks
Half
like
of 'em,
him.
dude. I'm
On a
running
bicycle.
people off the road on bicycles.
I'm sure the dude showed up on a unicycle.
He showed up on a bicycle,
He
which
really
aren't
did?
allowed at the the rallies, with a backpack that aren't allowed at rallies. Bicycle, backpack, 2 strikes, shot in the face, 3 strikes, you're out.
Just gone.
Go.
Yeah. We'll ask questions later.
After you got 8 shots of man, God answered his prayers for 8 shots.
Yeah, and that's the just the craziest thing that his head angle changed, and that shot and the timing of it, he would have been, if not dead,
Oh, he'd have been dead.
he'd have been
Can
a
you
vegetable.
imagine the scenario we'd be in right now?
Well, I'll tell you something. Assassinations cause wars,
Yeah.
Yeah.
boys. That's
Yeah.
how close you came to. I don't know at what level it would
I'd
have
have
gotten
been
to.
maxing out my credit card to Fuquay Gun and Gold. That's what it would have
Absolutely.
happened.
Well, something to be said about that. If you think forward to the election, knowing what we know now, I lost my mind in 2020. I knew he didn't lose that election.
Mhm.
I didn't know at the time exactly how they did it. If he loses this one,
to Kamala?
there's gonna be something crazy happens. Now, I'm not saying I condone it, or don't condone it, whatever the word is, but it wouldn't surprise me.
I thought when Biden got elected that I was like, at least it'll be funny for 4 years.
That was my thought.
And
We'll have some great memes out of it.
It was. I mean, we have had some of the best memes.
Oh yeah, he didn't disappoint.
Sure, yeah.
But he's also
He
just
came through in
completely
one way.
scorched the earth.
Well-
and I would have rather had no memes and no scorched earth.
Well, he hasn't been running this since day one.
That's
I said
true.
that
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
I said
Yeah.
that the first day. This is Obama's 3rd term. And
Yep,
if
and it's
anybody
about
thinks
to be,
different, they're
it's
crazy.
about to be his 4th, but they probably have the worst presidential candidate
Oh, she's horrible.
I've ever seen. In 2019, she got 3%. She had to drop out before the primary happened. And somehow they shove her through the primary with no votes. Talk
Yeah.
about democracy. Talk about the death of democracy.
Yeah.
They can just install whoever they want after people vote.
Exactly.
It's so
Just do
insane.
whatever we
It's
want.
so insane.
The funny
Oh.
thing is, I used to have different opinions on like how the U.S. should handle foreign relations because I had never lived through anybody like not handling stuff. Even Obama, I mean, he was bombing people. He was shooting bombs at
Oh,
everybody.
he was like Mr. Blown Strike. He was
Blown-
he was a blown strike. Come on now, balance this baby.
Yeah, so
Whoa!
I had never seen what happens when you
I tried
don't.
to fling it a lot higher into my mouth, but that's all right.
I had never seen what happens when you don't regulate the rest of the world until now.
Until now, yeah. This
And
is,
we have 2 wars going on. We've got this insane pullout of Afghanistan. Like the world is ready to fill this power void, and they're going to, if not put in their
Wet on my
place.
nose.
I am reading a book on the Revolutionary War right now, and the British did some of the dumbest things I have ever read about. But the past few years, we're creeping up on the dumb level as the British.
It's just coming back full circle.
In the 1760s or whatever. Was just incredible. I absolutely love reading about the Revolutionary, how dumb they were.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so amusing.
And you know, it wasn't that long ago if you think about it.
No.
I mean, it's not a few hundred years.
First something, wearing red in the woods. Terrible idea.
Yeah.
Terrible
Might not
idea.
be the best idea.
Oh my God. Second, they just the king and queen thing. They need to let that go. Modernize their government. This is the king queen. I just heard that the what's his name, Prince. He's the Prince William or Prince Harry or some stupid English name. His salary is $32 million a year for doing nothing.
Well, that's William.
That's William.
Harry's been cut off.
Harry's cut off?
Yeah.
What happened to Harry?
Yeah. Have you been under a rock?
I don't. No.
When he
English politics can just suck it.
Okay,
they
so
stay over
well,
there.
let me fill you in. So he married this mixed race girl, which you know that's not going to fly with that. They're lily whitest of the lily white.
Yeah. You gotta basically
an
inbreed
actress.
over there. Yeah.
Yeah. So the family, the family can see right through her. She is a gold digger. But Harry is
What's her name?
Meghan Markle.
Ooh.
So no, they're done with him. Like he came out with a book last year.
I saw his book.
slamming his family, and they're like, "Fuck you," your
Cut
title's
off.
cut off. You enjoy LA.
And you and William gets your cut.
William gets your cut.
$32 million a year. Incredible, actually, and I believe that is tax free.
Yeah, but he's being railroaded by this girl. He just hadn't seen it.
That's unfortunate, but
Who cares?
there's a term for it that I can't say, or the FBI is going to be after us. But I'm not going to say it.
We know. We'll just pretend we.
Yeah, we know exactly what it is. Hey, welcome back to English politics. What do you think of William and Harry?
William and Harry. And what's the girl's name that was in Suits and then she freaking
Meghan
married?
Markle.
Meghan Markle. She's a very good actress, but horrible person.
Yeah.
Why do you say that she's a horrible person? That was kind of Australian, actually.
Yeah, it was a little bit. That's the outback, right?
Yeah, I genuinely don't have any base for that opinion.
Yeah, because we're in America and we're American, so we don't really think
I
about
just
the
don't like
English
that she went
people.
over to the
Is she American?
enemy side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh!
Meghan
Yeah.
Markle, yeah, she's an American actress. And somehow that redhead dude, what's his name?
Harry.
Harry.
The only cool Harry from the UK, Harry Potter.
I agree.
And that's a fact.
I'm a huge Harry Potter fan.
Oh,
I
me
am
too.
Bet
too.
you didn't see that one coming, did you?
I probably could have guessed
I
it.
would have guessed Lord of the Rings before Harry Potter.
No, I've never seen Lord of the Rings.
What?
I bet you like
I've-
Star Wars.
No, I've
though.
got into the books and stuff because I'm a huge Led Zeppelin fan, but
Yeah.
the series,
Oh,
I never
yeah,
really got
yeah.
into it. But
Ramble
I was busy.
on.
I was too busy raising kids when it came along. So,
You got to watch that trilogy.
bro, I just caught up with The Office like 2 years ago,
The UK one or the
and it was
American one?
was my then 14-year-old that told me about it. He's like, "How did you not see this, Dad?" I said, "Because I was wiping your ass when I should have been watching TV."
Really funny show. Could be overrated.
The Office?
Yeah.
I loved it.
Really funny show. But the following that it has is unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
I can kind of see that point.
What's the dude? Ricky Gervais. He's the one who wrote the show for the UK one, the first one.
Yeah.
And then, how can I not remember his name?
Steve Carell.
Steve Carell.
Yeah.
Steve Carell is hilarious.
Oh, he's
He's just so funny. He's bred and built perfectly
for that role.
for just being the funniest voice, being the funniest character. He's so good at it.
Yeah.
I like him as Brick in the Anchorman.
I like him
That's
as
funny.
Gru.
Gru.
He's
right.
Gru in
He's
Despicable
Gru
Me.
in
Yeah.
Despicable Me. Oh, I didn't know that.
Why are you fighting?
Yeah.
It's a horrible impersonation, but
Minions!
yeah.
Get over here!
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Minions!
That is pretty good. So you've seen the Minions.
Yeah, he's seen all the
I've
Despicable
seen
Me
them all,
stuff.
buddy. Yeah.
Were you like Star Wars? Big Star Wars fan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was 7. That was the first movie I went to. I was 7 years old.
Really?
77.
Whoa.
Yeah.
We used to have all the DVDs for, I think all of them, all 6 of them at the time. And I used to watch them over and over. And I didn't understand any of the politics, but I was like, this is a kick-ass movie.
Yeah, Star Wars was like the definitive thing of my generation.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as far as movies and stuff went, was Star Wars.
And they've absolutely destroyed it with my generation. It is totally on fire.
Every now and then they'll hit on one of these little, you know, offshoots or whatever, but they are starting to put the politics in it.
The most recent thing from them was the worst piece of media that has maybe ever come out of Disney.
What was that?
The Acolyte.
Not familiar.
Totally broke canon.
Is this the one with the chick?
Oh, it's with the...
Where they made her out to be more than...
Well, lesbian space witches, and then lesbian space witches spawn in random girl that splits into 2 girls played by the same black girl.
So not in canon, though.
It's... They say it's canon, but they break canon. The entire show.
Who gets to say it's canon?
Leslie Headland, the freaking director,
Oh,
who's
okay.
a lesbian, also assistant to Jeffrey Epstein.
Wow. It just keeps
And they
getting better
hired,
and better.
it's her own little fantasy show that she made. Just garbage.
So did it bomb? I'm assuming it bombed.
I mean, it bombed. They're trying to like prop it up on IMDb, but fans have given it like a 5% Rotten Tomatoes.
People don't want you fucking with their Star Wars.
No, that's a crazy movie.
The main actress of Acolyte came out with a diss track on Star Wars fans, to Star Wars fans, because nobody liked the show.
Look, and
She said it was our fault that we didn't like the show. We're like, no, because it breaks canon, and there's a village of lesbian space witches that live in a cave. The cave randomly combusts on fire. They all die.
The craziest part to me is that you are handed a position at Disney where you have the rights to Lucasfilms because they bought it. You have an almost unlimited budget. You can pull from anybody. You can have anybody help you write it. You literally have a cheat code for making the best Star Wars movie of all time. How do you come out with garbage? It's like you have the easiest job ever. You don't have to do anything.
And
You've got unlimited money.
They could bring in George Lucas.
It's a sloped roof.
Yeah.
It's sloped. Literally, Disney's whole studio is a sloped roof.
And that does not bode well for counter sniping.
Oh no, it doesn't.
Okay, well, this is what I think. I think that our consumption of media has changed so much that we are never gonna get another good movie series, which is okay because it's been replaced by like shows.
No, I'm done with shows.
We've
I'm
had
done
some of
with
the
shows.
best shows
So done with
ever
shows.
in the 2000s. I mean, I guess a lot of them are before probably 2010. Like we've had The Wire, Breaking Bad, Game of Thrones, so many fantastic shows. You get so much more time to build up the characters. You can, and some of the budgets are just insane. They're like movie budgets per episode. So you can make these just magnificent shows, and those do still come out.
And do them right.
And do them right. Those still do come out. And usually the way that they circumvent all the political stuff is they put it in, like it's either following criminals so they can do anything because they're criminals, or it's in a fantasy world that doesn't exist, so the politics are different. So that's how they circumvent. I don't want any politics in my shows.
I may be the most done with shows. I'm so done with the 9-episode series. I want good movies at the theater. I want good movies to come out at the theater because I love the smell of the theater. I love sitting in the IMAX. I love munching on my popcorn, sneaking in my candy, sneaking my guns, my knives, whatever. It's like they're totally taking away
The fun of it.
the fun of the movie experience. And there's a certain few directors that put a lot into their movies, like Christopher Nolan, Martin Scorsese. They really, Dennis Villeneuve, who did the Dune.
I was about to say Dune blew my mind.
Yeah, they actually make good movies, but the rest are trash. In the 2000s, you would have like your good directors like like Michael Bay. Same with the Scorsese and what's his name. We're doing the same thing back then, but these offshoot directors were actually making like funny movies, like random funny movies. We're good. Not anymore.
Nah,
It's over. We're done. I gotta wait a year to 2 years each movie I want to go see because I have a few directors that I like.
My prediction is that I think right now we're seeing a shift in comedy. Died in LA, in Hollywood. I mean, comedy is completely dead. They're so politically correct. They can't make anything funny. They can't make any satire. They can't make fun of themselves. They're not even good at making fun of their people that they don't like. Comedy completely died there. But we have this weird shift with the Joe Rogans and all those people moving to Austin, Texas, and that we have like these podcasts that are hilarious, like Kill Tony. Have you heard of Kill Tony?
no.
It's this concept where this one comedian, he has people coming in. He's got like a bunch of people put their name in a bucket. He pulls their name out. They get to come up and do 1 minute of stand-up comedy, and then there's like a panel, and there's a live audience, and they just, if they're bad, they just take the piss out of them. They don't hold back at all, and it's so not politically correct or anything. It's very funny, and it's very crass, very like just humor in any way you can get it.
It's down and dirty from the gut.
Yeah, and
Last episode had the N-word in it. Full.
Wow.
Yeah, and so it's just and it's starting to become very popular. I found out about this show maybe like a year ago. I've been watching ever since. I think it's funny. But it's starting to get really popular, and there's a lot of money now. These guys have a lot of money, and they're funny, and they don't care. So I think we're going to get a new birth of funny. It's going to show up in a slightly different way. It might not be like huge productions of movies where they're just trying to suck money out of you. It's going to be different. But I think that humor's coming back. Comedy's coming back. It's just going to be different.
So comedy's going underground.
I think it's going underground. And then, of course, what's going to happen? What's going to happen is that their kids are all going to get the jobs running their comedy business. And then their kids get the jobs. They ruin it. It moves again. I think that's just how it has to happen.
Has to cycle.
Yeah.
Why can't everyone just be funny?
Because if you didn't work for it and you're just handed this job and you're just a rich kid, you can't expect a rich kid to do anything cool.
Well, he's not going to take a risk.
Yeah. Yeah, he's just going to try and protect.
That's true. He's just going to be out on the lake all day on a ski boat.
You look at some of the best comedians out there. They had shitty lives, dude. Joey
most
Diaz.
of them are
Are you Joey Diaz fans?
Yeah.
Joey Diaz? How's that guy still alive? Or Theo Vaughn? I mean, all these guys,
Yeah.
man, they they had to scrap to get, and they had to bomb out a lot.
I think everyone mainstream funny is that way.
Has that comes
Yeah,
from that. Well,
yeah,
you've got all your material is your real life.
I don't think there's one pedigree comedian that's actually funny.
No, it's
Except for
kind of
Amy Schumer. I love Amy
She's
Schumer.
hilarious,
She's probably
yeah.
my favorite comedian of all
She
time.
actually sponsors the podcast. Go watch her new special. It's
Piggly
called My
Wiggly.
Vagina Stinks.
Piggly vagina stink.
Oh Lord.
My clamshell is musty. That's what it's called.
Yeah, it's live on Hulu.
She's not the chick that had the candle, is it?
That's vile. No, that's Paltrow.
That's Gwyneth Paltrow. Actually, I think that was a hilarious move. I don't know if
Vag candle?
the Vag candle is like the biggest ultimate troll of all time.
We should come out with the FTD wiener candle.
That would be awesome.
Wiener candle.
Yeah. and it comes and you don't know which one it is, and there's like a whole
we've
forums
gassed
online.
each other out so many times on the show that we could come out with like
An ass candle.
FTD gas out candle.
Yeah, and you know if you get
I like it.
it just smells terrible.
you can only order just FTD gas candle, and it either comes as you or me, and people are like, "Oh, I got Gus, I got Gus."
Yeah, it's a surprise. Yours are just kind of space farts.
Yeah,
like out
lots
of this
smoke.
world.
Too much smoke for a candle.
His are very tangy, super tangy. Mine are very sulfuric.
Yeah.
They kind of
See, mine's more like attic dust.
Like mothballs.
Well, it actually comes out like attic dust. Like it just... like you blow off an old chest with some pictures in it of grandma. And then you take a whiff and it's like, man, it smells like an old attic.
That's actually not that bad though.
Smells like mildew.
like a nice cedar woody type of smell.
Woody.
Like
what are the
woody,
notes?
kind of moldy.
Now, back in my day, I could make people throw up. No, I'll tell you, this
Back
is a
in your
true
heyday.
story. I was in college. We had a class followed by like a 3-hour lab. So the instructor was really cool. We did the class, and he's like, "You guys want to go to Golden Corral and hit the buffet before we do the lab?" Everybody's like, "Yeah." So you know what's in Golden Corral.
Oh yeah.
The
I mean, that's
chocolate
just-
fountain.
Yes. So we went, hit up Golden Corral, came back, and I got the bubble guts. We're standing outside, and there was this dude. I didn't know him, but he's out there smoking a cigarette. And I'm just kind of standing around, and that one just kind of built up, that bubble built up. And
Ooh.
it just went, and I was like, holy shit. By the time it got to this cat, he's sucking in that cigarette, and he ate that entire fart. And he's sitting there, and he's like, that delay you get? He's like,
yeah.
you could see him about to throw up. And I'm like over there, dude, I'm about to make this guy throw up. We had just eaten Golden Corral. And he's smoking a cigarette and ate my fart. It's like, yeah, this dude's puking.
That's probably the most disgusting.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that's
But, I mean,
fantastic.
he sucked it right through that cigarette.
It went through the filter.
It went through the filter. It didn't. Yeah, Marlboro with a taste of,
That's
Yeah.
it. He just thought it was a bad cigarette.
yeah, no, he got what he bargained for.
That's unbelievable. I've made Tyler almost throw up a lot. One was the most notable time was in Knoxville, Tennessee. We were out doing a job out there, and man, I just ate too much cheese or something, and it just something.
So yours turn into what you eat.
No, it's worse. It's not a smell you've ever smelled before. We're in Knoxville, Tennessee. We're in an apartment complex that's being built. Our friend, he installs cabinets. He paid us to come out there and just take cabinets out of the giant cardboard boxes they're in with the nylon straps around them.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just cutting straps, pulling cardboard, folding it up, tying them up. So we're only spending like 20 minutes in a room. It doesn't really take that long, but it's just like hauling cabinets around. So we get in a new room. This is a repeating pattern. And we're working like 12 hours. Every single room. We get in it. I'm trying to go fast because I know it's coming. And then all of a sudden, it creeps up. You never hear them. It just creeps up. And it's like your eyes start to burn first.
Oh, my God.
And then the smell finds your nostrils. And it creeps all the way into your brain. And it surrounds your brain. And it hurts. And you're like... And it doesn't smell like a fart. It doesn't
smells
smell
like a skunk in the road.
It's worse than
Yeah.
a skunk.
Oh,
It's
God.
It's not even like it's pungent, but it's
Punch.
it's just this. I can't even describe the smell. It's like
Is it as pungent as these cherries?
it's like a no. It's more pungent than the cherries. Yeah,
I probably need to cut myself off from this.
yeah, it was probably the worst smell ever, and it would just be every single room. We had about 2 minutes in the room before it started, and then it was just
Have one.
game over. I'll have one.
Have one, Tyler.
I'll have a couple.
Yep, I don't know where the smell came from, but as soon as I cross state lines, it gets bad.
Now, I know what it went through. Yeah. Look at this guy.
You going for the stab action?
Even Gus was upset about the smell, and I'm not
That's
saying
how bad the farts are. Is that I get disgusted, like I want to vomit from my own fart.
Wow. Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I like the smell of my own farts, but if I make a real stinky one, I'm by myself. I'm
You're
like,
kind of proud.
You wanna appreciate
nice.
it.
You're like, nice.
Nice.
That's
You
kind
know?
of a nice
Yeah,
stinky.
yeah, that one smells bad.
Yeah.
It's just fun.
Yeah, it's fun. You're having a good time.
I'm having a great time.
When I'm at the computer sitting alone and I rip a stinky.
Yeah, you're like,
I'm
awesome.
like, this is not fun for me.
Yeah, I know.
For me,
You got
yeah,
something
yeah.
wrong. You got something wrong. If you smell your own ass air and you're like, I need to leave the room, something's really wrong, I think.
And I'm trying to explain to people that means you have an extraordinary healthy gut.
I don't think so.
Well, you eat healthy, though, don't you?
I'm on the precipice of healthy.
Gus is
Because I
probably...
had Freddy's Burger today. I had a Freddy's Burger.
Yeah.
I had some fries.
I feel like
But I'll go home and eat some lettuce.
Gus doesn't avoid the occasional like junk kind of eating, but he's probably in the top 5% of America for like healthy eating.
Well,
I feel like that's really easy though. You just have to eat.
Yeah.
You have to just think about it a
Just
little
eat
bit.
a carrot every now and
yeah.
then. Yeah.
I enjoy a salad. I have extremely acidic taste buds, so anything with a vinegar
Yeah, I'm the
dressing
same way.
is unbelievable. So I'll put together a chef salad with some like chicken breast or whatever, and that'll satiate me all day.
Oh, I drink apple cider vinegar twice a day.
Really?
Straight out of the chute. That's how I lost the weight
Really?
with the fasting.
That
apple
stuff's
cider
supposed
vinegar.
to be fantastic.
Hell yes.
for you.
Dude, it'll solve a lot of your gut problems.
I've been doing some vitamins, and it's actually been not stinky. Actually, what did I quit?
Eggs.
I quit eggs. It was eggs that were the problem. That's the sulfuric
Yeah.
smell.
Yeah, but I eat eggs almost every day, and I generally don't produce a
It's
offensive smell.
But you're not inside me,
no, thank goodness.
and I'm not inside you. We're not inside each other, you know. I came out of a different person.
I need to put the lid on the
Sure.
jar.
We're
don't I?
different
Yeah.
guts, you know.
I'm not inside of you.
I came out of a different set of guts than you did, and so I was birthed with very sensitive to eggs guts.
Very sensitive to eggs guts. I would say
Dude, don't say what I just said. Okay.
my stomach is pretty sensitive to eating the wrong stuff, and I do produce a lot of air. I could probably fill a semi-truck tire once a day. But
so much air.
but it usually
To
not
what
offensive.
PSI though?
90.
90.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. A lot of air. A lot. Volume high. Smell
That
non-offensive.
sounds like a lot of wasted air to me.
I know we got
That is a lot of wasted air.
Yeah.
I think you got to start bottling it up.
I might.
You could carry a
start
pack of
selling it.
balloons in your pocket or
We
something.
sell it on the FTD website.
Ooh, yeah, fart balloons.
Yeah.
$5 a piece, free shipping. Actually, we'll drop it off at your house personally.
We'll pop it in your face.
So doesn't the Olympics start tonight?
Does it? There's so much going on.
Another rigged system.
Yeah.
You know about all that? The Olympics. How
Yeah,
crazy
the
it is?
Special Olympics is rigged because the specials with the legs are just
That's true.
beating
yeah.
everybody.
Yeah,
The
you
Blade
got
Runner.
You got
Yeah.
a 500-meter dash. You got some.
the Blade Runners
some
are
of them
freaking
don't even have-
destroying everybody.
You got wheels versus legs. It's not really fair.
Did you see? There was a Special Olympics clip. This guy was running and his blade fell off of his leg. He fell down, and then a dude on the on the roller chair just like ran his arm over. It was so bad. It was so bad, but it was so funny.
That would be really funny to get Special Olympics 100-meter dash, and they're all in wheelchairs being pushed.
Ooh, yeah.
And it's like
we would push them. Like normals
would push them.
Normals
yeah,
would push
they're-
specials.
whoever the keeper is pushes them. So it's like, but you have it so that you only talk about like their performance as if it's them doing it. That would be something that would actually happen.
Yeah, that would be good actually.
I would not be so surprised if like there's like a bunch of normal people pushing people who can't walk at all in a 100-meter dash, and they're like, he performed really well. Definitely he slowed down a little bit at the end, and that's where he got
his normals like
yeah.
Caught a rail.
And they don't even mention that there's actual people running. They're just like, you know, at the end you get tired, and
you know, his bearings must have been just a little bit, you know, better suited for this meter.
that brings us to our sponsor, Lucas Oil.
It's Super Lube. So what is the rig? What is the rig part about it? I haven't even kept up.
okay,
with it.
I want to hear this too.
This is what's going on. They have very strict rules about like any enhancement drugs, whether it's like HGH, testosterone, anything. But it's very easy to take those drugs and perform at levels that humans should not be able to perform at and circumvent all the testing. So these people, most of them are on these drugs. So you have these people who are all juiced up, performing at ultra human standards, and they're being tested and they're passing the tests because it's pretty easy to pass a lot of the tests for a lot of those different drugs. And then you have people who are not cheating because of the rules, trying to beat these guys, and they know what's going on.
See, I come from the old school NASCAR folks.
Mm-hmm.
Allow it all.
That's what these
Yeah.
guys...
Allow it all. If you can get away and turn a car into something, I don't give a damn if you're lapping the field twice. It's their fault for not keeping up with your... I just like that kind of thing. Let them do the drugs. If they're superhumans, then they'll let them kill each other. That's what we want to see, right? Barbarism.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Hunger Games.
There's these two guys. One of them is probably wrong, but I think he's German. The other guy is an American. They're working hard to start this program called the Enhanced Games, where it's not required.
Yes.
It's not required to do any performance enhancing drugs.
But you can.
But you can. But they have their only testing is health testing. So they're like, is your blood pressure way off the charts? Like, they're trying to make sure these guys don't die.
So they want a heart attack on their hands.
Yeah, they don't want anybody to die. They don't want people pushing it to, like, these extremes. They want to keep it where it already is, but allow it. And they're like, what is the maximum human potential with drugs without? And they have a great point. They're like, the Olympics is already that. So it's like nothing's really going to change except the athletes will actually get paid. That's their whole thing. It's like, you know, the Olympics pulls in some wild amount of money and the athletes get like
Nothing.
$36,000. And the Olympics is pulling in like hundreds of millions of dollars every time.
It's embarrassing.
And these athletes, I mean, it's one of the biggest honors ever to take home an Olympic medal, whether even if like a bronze medal at the Olympics is just an insane achievement.
Yeah, and I get it. I mean, I'm for that too in that environment. Let's see you do it just from eating good and training good. But I would love to see an enhanced Olympics. I'm not going to lie to you, man. Let these guys go out there. And that was the one thing that when the UFC first came out, that was back in my kickboxing days.
Yeah.
So I really I've been dying to see something like this.
Yeah.
I was at my most barbaric level ever at that point. And when they first came out with it, I was like, holy shit, I loved it. They would let them do headbutt. I mean, they had very few.
Like anything.
Well, you come and find out later that the Gracies rigged it for jiu-jitsu. They're the ones that started the whole thing.
Yeah.
You know, but let them go out there and, you know, I don't want to see a guy get, you know, kneed in the head in his temple or something. But, you know, you don't let idiots out there that have no business being in that ring. Mm-hmm. But let them go out there and fuck each other up.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens. I mean, I get the insurance part of it and the lawsuit. You know, Dana White alludes to that all the time. So, but God, wouldn't you just love to see it just one time? Just The
Just
worst
to the
of
death.
society, the worst of mankind.
Just to the death.
Yeah.
You see, Dana White smashed up his Resto Mod Camaro on 4th of July.
I did not
He
see
smashed it up.
He was on. I'm pretty sure he was on his property, his car. Like, he was laughing about it after the fact. Like, super upset, but like he's like, you know. But yeah, he smashed it up on the 4th of July. He like hit it into a building or something.
that. Wow.
Oh my god, that's so sad. But I got $500 million.
Yeah. I think
You
he
get
can-
another Resto
Yeah, I
Mod
think he can cover
Camaro. Camaro.
I'm going to have one more of these cherries. And that's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
There's a picture of it.
I'm not going to drive.
Yeah, he smashed it into his
Oh my
house.
God, he
yeah,
did.
he was sliding it in the grass. This is like, I mean, it's like a Resto Mod, probably from one of those companies. Like, I forget what they're called.
One of those super companies.
One of those companies who are like building, you know, at least you're spending at least $150,000.
Smash into his house.
There he is. UFC's president Dana White had some fun over the weekend when he crashed his 69 Camaro into his garage while showing it off. Despite the damaged Camaro, Dana had no injuries and made some fun out of the whole situation, which is, I would say,
I just crashed my car in the garage.
I would say that's probably the best way to handle it. If you're like super mad and bummed, that's kind of a weird move.
So he's got a vinyl garage.
Vinyl garage?
Look at that.
Yeah,
That's just like siding, right?
Yeah.
vinyl siding.
Vinyl siding, you're Dana White?
Yeah, he should have a gold siding.
Yeah.
440 cubic inch V8.
So sad.
You freaking smashed it.
Oh, I love that for him.
So sad. Such a cool freaking
Did
car.
you see his
Wow.
RNC
It was a
speech?
Plymouth. It was a.
I saw pieces of it.
That's good.
I didn't actually watch a lot of the
You didn't?
convention, man. I mean, I watched it secondhand, like, you know, clips and stuff
Yeah,
the
yeah.
next day. But I'll tell you who I was most impressed with.
Tucker.
No, I like Tucker, but Vivek, man, Ramaswamy,
I didn't see his.
man,
his
that guy
speech.
has just got a.
He's
If
just
Trump had his ability to oracate like
Yeah.
Reagan did, he would be
he's got it. He's
Vivek
just a,
bigger than the legend
he's
that he
just
is.
a ball of curry.
Vivek
Love that guy.
is going to be a big name.
Yes, I
He's
agree.
going to be a huge name in the U.S.
He knows how to
history.
speak the language.
Vance Ramaswamy.
Did you see when he found out?
Vance.
Vance and Ramaswamy
Yeah.
2028.
Oh, I thought you. Vance Ramaswamy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Slash. I
Or
get you now.
Ramaswamy Vance.
I got you now.
What do you think?
Probably Vance Ramaswamy's.
Vance Ramaswamy's.
I like JD Vance. I mean, the fact that he hated Trump, like hated his gut. I mean, he said some foul, nasty things about him. Like he
Who
did not
did?
buy it. But JD Vance.
Oh.
But the fact that he came around, man, I tell you, man, Trump is. One thing about him is he's always 10 steps ahead, and he ain't going to let you know it.
It's true.
He just understands how to see things, you know, ahead of time. And to pick this guy that he turned, and he turned him for a reason, because his fears that Vance had didn't come to fruition. Glenn Beck was the same way.
Yeah.
Glenn
right.
Beck
yeah,
could
I
not
know.
stand Donald Trump, to the fact that, like, I would stop listening to him
Mm-hmm.
for a long time, and then he came around. But Glenn at least admitted it. He said, I was wrong. I said these things, and I'm a man enough to admit I was wrong about Donald Trump. And that's huge. There was a lot of people that were like that. A lot of people are coming out now that realize they were wrong.
Did
Yeah,
he
yeah.
say, "I was wrong and this is why I changed my mind"? Is that like?
Who, Glenn Beck?
No, I'm talking about JD Vance.
Yeah.
Did
Yeah.
he genuinely like say, "I was wrong. I changed my mind. This
Yes.
is why"?
I mean,
Because
it was almost 10 years ago.
if
now.
someone
Yeah.
can't change their mind, I don't trust them.
100%.
But they can't change their mind and pretend they always thought that way.
Yes.
They have to be like, I was wrong.
Exactly.
My mind has changed because. It has to be, which is a normal human thing. It's normal to change your mind. It's important to be able to change your mind, and you need to be able to articulate to people, yeah, I did think that.
Yep.
This is why I changed my mind.
And I think Trump saw that in him. I mean, he could have went a lot of different directions. He could have went with the woman, someone, of color. I mean, like Vivek or Tim Scott just don't. I like him, but he just doesn't have the it factor.
Was it Youngkin? Glenn Youngkin?
I actually thought Youngkin was going to be the pick.
Glenn Youngkin.
Rubio would be another. You've got a Hispanic there, but no, he went with the guy that hated his guts and changed his mind. That's brilliant.
That is a really cool move. The thing is, I saw a video of Vivek. He was on some news report or whatever, and the reporter said, I just got in that Vance was chosen as the VP, and I'm sure Vivek already knew at least that he wasn't the choice, or I'm sure they know a little bit beforehand, before they get to react, but he immediately was like, I'm so excited for him. I think this is going to be fantastic for the country. We were in school together. This is so great. This is fantastic news. I'm so excited. And that's just such a great way to handle that.
Mm-hmm.
He never even talked about himself for a second. No. He was just like, because he knows he's young and he's got time. Like, he's not worried about this particular presidential election. I'm sure he wanted it really bad. But
I tell you what it reminds me of. 2004. But you guys were a lot younger then, obviously. But
4 years old.
3.
I told people when Barack Obama gave that speech at the DNC, I told people, and they laughed at me. I said, you better watch him. That's going to be your next, I didn't say next president, but I said the next Democrat candidate. And I said, and he is scary, scary, scary. You could see it. He's just got a way with words and getting into people.
He's like the perfect, Obama was the perfect politician.
You know how close he came to not ever even getting into his Senate seat? If it weren't for, what was the Ditka?
Mike?
Yep.
The coach?
If it wasn't for Ditka, he would have never even been a senator in Illinois. He was about to get beaten. I think Ditka screwed it up or something. And I'm not saying that he couldn't have down the line become what he became, but it was that. It was something. You can look it up, the exact thing, but I know Mike Ditka had something to do with that Senate seat.
I'll tell you what, Mike Ditka has got the best hot dog. He's got more than Obama had in 8 years. He got me with the hot dog. Just a beautiful.
Ditka's got a hot dog?
He's got a bratwurst with some beautiful mustard and some onions on it. Just absolutely beautiful.
Nice. That's what's wrong with your gut.
I rarely eat it. It's only at Chicago Dogs in Apex.
Okay, I got you. Chicago Dogs in Apex.
The Ditka dog. His face is on the trailer.
Wow.
It's on the trailer. And it's him holding the dog.
Yeah.
Beautiful, man. Great mustache, too. I wish.
But it's going to be somebody like that I think needs to take over that party, because it's not, to me, in my mind, Trump is the last one.
Yeah,
for me.
We got to figure something out now.
Yeah. Well, I dumped the Republican Party years ago. Do I vote Republican? Yes. But I was one of the first people in my crew, my family, my crew, to ever even jump on the Trump bandwagon. Everybody told me I was crazy. And I'm like, why? This is the guy. I'm telling you, he needs to be the president and he'll make a difference. And I took a lot of shit for it. And now everybody.
We all did.
Well, Trump was like a lifelong liberal.
Yes, he was. And that was one of the reasons why. But he understands business.
Yeah.
Once I figured out that what the government really is.
Yeah.
And it's a business, an overblown, screwed up business. But I vote with my wallet. That's it. I'm not a, safety in my wallet. Military is.
Yeah.
The rest of it is just all second, third, fourth place.
We have a weird system. It's the perfect system for the people in power to have a bipartisan government. It's perfect for them, because then you have split down the middle is the easiest to control. It's so easy because you never have a majority. If there's 3 political parties or more, all of a sudden you can have a majority and it becomes a whole thing. if you can keep it perfectly split right down the middle, you have full control of whatever you want to do as long as you have money. It's so creepy. Like, the people in power are always pro-war. The people not in power are always anti-war.
Mhm.
Like, historically. Because you can make a lot of money off of war. And the people in power, that's their main thing.
Well, you look at the change just in the last few years since Trump got in. That was actually one of the reasons, the biggest reasons other than economy, that I wanted him in was he wasn't going to start wars. I was sick of watching these guys get blown up over bullshit. You know, Afghanistan, we should have went in one year, busted their ass, and came back. We should have never went into Iraq. It's all a bunch of bullshit. It's all about money. They can say whatever they want. Weapons of mass destruction. Look, everybody fell for it. But the Bushes are horrible people. They really are.
House Bush.
They're horrible. They're elitists, just like the Clintons, just in a different set of clothing. And I was done with Bush after 2000. I was like, this guy is just not, hell, his daddy was CIA. And he's dumb as a box of rocks. I mean, look, I applaud him for, somewhat. He was dealt a bad situation with the, 9/11, but he listened to the wrong people. He listened to the Cheneys and the Rumsfelds, and they got him knee deep in a bunch of shit that we should have never, it just got a bunch of people killed is all it did.
Now watch this drive. You seen that video?
What's that?
It's the weirdest thing ever. Now watch this drive. Let me start.
I don't even know what you're talking
I'm
about.
too close to this jar.
Oh, yeah.
We must stop the terror. I call upon all nations to do everything they can to stop these terrorist killers. Thank you. Now watch this drive.
So weird. That's the worst video to put out.
No,
Post
watch
9/11.
this drive.
Now watch this drive.
So, I'm gonna watch it again one more time. This is insane. This is insane to
You
me.
must
Kind
stop
of an
the
awesome
terror.
video, actually.
I call upon all nations to do everything they can to stop these terrorist killers. Thank you. Now watch this drive.
Wow.
It's like a meme before the meme took off.
Oh, my God. Now watch this drive.
Only Daly could make that better.
Daily?
Daly.
Yeah.
Daly is
J-Dog.
yeah.
That dude is something else.
I saw him. I got a chance to go to the 99 Open when Payne Stewart. This is a good. You're going to dig this story. This is back when I was playing golf. So I had a buddy that I played with, and he's like, man, I got 2 tickets to the final round. I was like, hell yeah, I'm there. So we get there, and I'm like, it's my one shot to see Tiger, probably. And, I wanted to see Daly. I actually saw him blow up. That's who I followed in the beginning of the round because he was so far out of a contention.
Yeah.
He exploded, just lost his shit, and it was so much fun to watch. But the craziest thing, we're with the group following up, and everybody kind of congregates at the end when the last group's coming up. So Stewart, he was dead even with where I was at when he chipped up on that green. And then they close off, and let people go behind it. They rope it off for the final putts and stuff.
Yeah.
So I went over and I had a bag where I'd bought a hat, a t-shirt or something. I picked up the divot. Why? I have no clue. Picked up the divot. My buddy's like, what the fuck are you doing with this grass? I'm like, I just saw him chip up. What if he wins? Then I've got the divot that Payne Stewart chipped. I put it in my bag. I watched that divot. I watched the caddy put it back, and I walked straight to it and picked it up. Put it in my bag. He goes on and wins. It's awesome. We're leaving out, and we get to the buses, and I'm like, I've got a clump of fucking grass in a bag. What am I doing? I picked it out and threw it. I'm like, what am I going to do? Plant it and then carry it with me the rest of my life?
Divot?
And then he gets killed in a plane wreck, and I could have had the divot. I could have had a yard.
You could have sold that on eBay.
It would have spread into a yard, and then I'd have had a yard of eBay. But what did I do?
You threw it.
I threw it
You
out.
threw it away.
So now Payne Stewart's grass, his last divot at the Open is in a cow pasture somewhere.
That's unbelievable. I can't believe
That's
you threw
actually
the
beautiful. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
The cows are
No,
eating
it's
it.
not. He should have taken the divot and planted it.
Yeah.
Something told me to put it in the bag, and then something told me to take it out. We'll just leave it at that.
I like that it's in a cow pasture. That's beautiful.
But I'll tell you what, man, Daly hitting a ball, God, he can smash it.
Yeah.
The way he gets back around for a man his size
No, I know.
is just insane.
He goes like his back is turned to the target.
yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I've seen his drive in slow mo. Even now, it's crazy.
Yeah. He's just a prime athlete.
He is, and he doesn't care. How
Yes.
did he win 2 majors when he didn't even practice? Okay, what's going on? We had a EMP go off in the sky. It totally took us out. We were mid conversation about Pierce Allen's divot. What's the name?
Payne Stewart.
Payne Stewart's divot.
Pierce Allen.
You got rid of the divot for no reason.
Yeah, it was stupid. on
And
my
then
part.
EMP took us out, but we're back now. EMPs can't even take the FTD out. But we got Tyler. Actually, he grew up.
He's aged.
He finally grew up.
Yeah. Grew a beard out.
He grew his beard out. He put on a new set of clothes,
Yeah.
and here he is.
You got to scoot in farther.
Tyler, you got to get in front of the camera.
Yeah, you got to be like, you got to get in his leg.
Oh, I get you now.
Way far. You're so far. Everyone's scooting.
And a light bulb went on.
I'm like, what are they talking about?
So yeah, we got to get your dad's view on this.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We want to know what you think about this assassination attempt and this coming election, all the craziness.
It's definitely an inside job.
Yeah.
You don't do that. All that misses that it's not by accident.
No, it's too many layers of stupidity.
No, you don't. You don't. You take.
You don't think there was a blood pill implanted in his ear?
Well, that might be. That might be next.
That's what they said immediately.
Yeah.
They said their blood pill exploded.
Blood pill. What a joke.
Who would come back with something that stupid?
Even the FBI director today
Yeah.
at the congressional hearing said, "We don't even know if he was shot or not.
And
we
his
think
doctor
we
said,
think
no,
it
it
was
was a fucking
yeah,
bullet.
we
It
think
wasn't
it was
shrapnel.
We think it was shrapnel from glass. It's
Well,
like
they-
where?
They did that on purpose because they want to give all their leftists and stuff. They want to give them that platform to say that it was fake, and for them to believe that.
I know the sucky thing is I've seen some interviews like out in public and people do think it was staged, but they know nothing about
Oh
it.
yeah,
They just hear stuff and
Yeah, that's your low information, your low vibration people.
really low vibration
Yeah,
people.
I mean, we're talking like dandelion here,
yeah.
or roly-poly bug.
roly poly. That is a low vibration roly
As
poly.
low as it gets.
Limbaugh used to call them low information voters.
Absolutely.
They just
Yeah,
listen
that's what
to
they
their
are.
thing. Oh, God, that was
Yeah.
fake.
Yeah, like
that was
the-
fake. Oh.
Float around like Forrest Gump. Just the wind carries them wherever it wants.
Hey, Forrest
Yeah.
Gump's a little higher vibration.
Well, yeah. I mean, he turned out to be, right smart.
Yeah, his brandy.
Yeah.
Brandy.
Yeah, ran right out of his braces and just kept right on going.
These are low in carbs, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, super
Oh,
low
yeah.
carbs.
Yeah.
Those are basically carb free.
I'm a low carb
They're
person. right now.
97 octane.
You need-
They are,
Cherry's
yeah.
not, but the alcohol.
Oh, yeah, come on. Get that balance on the fork. Oh, perfect symmetry.
Look at that. That's talent.
That's the Fibonacci sequence if I've ever seen
Absolutely.
it.
Absolutely.
The spiral.
Yeah.
The spiral.
Fibonacci's in everything, buddy. Cherries.
Look at that bearing. Fibonacci.
Where'd you get that?
I made that.
You're a woodworker, huh?
I'm a woodworker.
Wow. So much talent in the
Hobbyist.
family.
Hobbyist woodworker. I made that table too. You see that table? Say it's
You
good.
see,
It's an awesome table.
That's right.
he's
Absolutely
got
beautiful.
tables all over the place.
I got a beautiful live edge table up there that I made.
Yeah.
Absolutely
You
stunning.
should see it.
You're one of these guys that wants one of them lathes, right? And you put like
I'm not a
crayon.
lathe
You
guy.
want to
No.
put crayons and shit and
See
something.
the lathe guy, they craft their items into penises,
Look at this
and then they suck on them.
Oh my god.
What? What are you talking about?
If you use a lathe, you're inherently gay by trade. You're just making dildos the whole day.
What are you talking about?
So what do you think? Ooh, my headset went down. What do you think about the new presidential candidate for the Democrat Party?
Kamala?
Kamala.
I like that.
Yeah.
Camel?
Kamala.
Camel toe hairs.
Toe.
Camel?
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, she said that she's reducing the insulin prices to $35. So I'm like, this woman's wonderful.
I'm thinking the
I
same
love
thing.
it.
I'm thinking the
She did
same
it.
thing.
She did it. She finally
all
brought
that.
the insulin down to $35 a month. So I'm like, food.
For more than just seniors,
no,
right?
No. I'm thinking.
Is it just for seniors or more than seniors?
Well, people that need insulin, right? Yeah. I'm
Now
like,
that the pharmaceutical companies have, what is the drug called that makes you not fat anymore?
Ozempic.
Ozempic. Now that they're able to sell so much Ozempic that they're
Yeah.
getting rich again, they don't need to produce insulin anymore. So she's like, and she's in bed with them. She's like, I'm bringing down the insulin prices because their predictions already show it dropping.
Yeah, it's amazing how that
no,
works.
I'm for Kamala.
What about
'cause it's either
Paxlovid?
food or insulin. And I'm like, insulin.
Yeah.
all
S
day
tier
long.
drug that's come out in the past 90 days, Paxlovid. I am on board with Paxlovid. Get rid of COVID with Paxlovid.
Mm-hmm.
It killed Biden. it made Biden 6 inches taller, which is
They're bringing. Hey,
I gotta get some Paxlovid.
she's bringing inflation down.
Yeah.
Of course.
Way
it
down.
was 28%.
Yeah.
Now it's 3%.
Now it's 27.
3%.
Yeah. Now
Wow.
it's like 3%.
Incredible.
Per month. So
The
like
camel toe
in
just
10
can't stop.
years, or no, in 3 years, everything will be only 10% more.
That's like having stage 5 cancer and then curing it down
Yeah.
to stage 4.
No, it's wonderful.
Yeah.
I love Kamala.
Well, it's
Terminal
not
to
stage
terminal.
5 anymore.
It's fantastic.
So now we bought you 6 months.
Yeah.
Okay. So what do we think about the matchup? The Trump camel toe matchup. Ben Shapiro's out, or not Ben Shapiro.
Josh Shapiro.
Josh
He's too
Shapiro's out.
Jewish.
Roy Cooper's in. VP.
No.
Our governor,
No.
who has done nothing. White male, standard white male, not Jewish. He's in.
As dry as a
Is that
piece
true?
of toast.
Dry as
Is
piece-
this new information?
Nah.
He's at the top of the ticket.
Yeah.
For
You think Josh
Picks.
Shapiro's out?
Josh Shapiro's
He's
out
too
because
Jewish.
he's Jewish.
yeah.
They don't like Jews right now.
Yeah.
No, they might pick him just because he is Jewish. But, you know.
No, because most of their base, their radical base, won't vote for a Jewish guy. That's their strategy. They want a standard white male that has done nothing, which is Roy Cooper, top of the ticket.
That is an interesting thing to say.
So we got
And
Kamala Cooper.
I don't disagree with you.
Kamala
I don't disagree
Cooper,
with
Trump,
you.
Vance. What are we looking like?
I don't really care. They can pick whoever they want.
It's over.
I'm just extremely.
I hope it's over as long as we can cheat like they do.
I'm really upset that we didn't get to see the Vance Harris debate. I was extremely excited for September to
Yeah,
come.
but now it's Trump and Nimrod. debate.
Yep.
She is a Nimrod.
What do you think his strategy? Does he need to change his strategy now that it's a Indian woman?
Is that what she is?
She's Indian.
I
Indian.
thought she was Jamaican.
Yeah,
she's
the
she's Blindian.
Blendian.
The father isn't the father black. She and the mother's Indian.
Yeah, she grew up Indian though. Indian traditions. Even though she has her black twang, her black twang sometimes. What is it? He's got the computer. Tyler, you need to be looking up. Dad, look up Kamala does black accent. It's incredible.
Oh, is this like the Hillary? I ain't no ways near.
Yeah.
Where she does her old slave thing with her Connecticut accent. It goes over so well.
My favorite, I still quote it today. My favorite thing from Hillary was, "We need to Pokemon Go to the polls."
Oh shoot.
That was when Pokemon Go. Do you remember that game that came out? Everyone
yeah.
was playing it. She's like, we're all playing Pokemon Go, but we need to Pokemon Go to the polls. Yeah, and I was like, that is probably the greatest thing that's ever come out of
Can
a
you hear
politician's
this?
mouth.
There's been an even bigger focus on VP Kamala Harris. We heard from Donald Trump at the start of the program. He believes he'll be up against her. Let's listen to what she's
Sky
had to
News.
say
I love Sky News.
recently.
No, Taraji. Now, you know I wouldn't do that. Especially not to a fellow bison. The real, ain't you? You know. So what's on your mind?
Oh, Madam VP Harris, I'm worried about the election. Women's reproductive rights are on the line. Our Supreme Court is on the line. Our basic freedoms are being tested.
real?
This is real.
VP, I know you've been traveling across the country.
You're the trap beat in the
What
back.
are you hearing?
Keep
Yeah,
it
girl,
hip.
I'm out here in these streets.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, you're right, Taraji. There is so much at stake in this moment.
She said
The
she's out in the
majority of us, I tell
streets.
you, you're right, Taraji.
What
I'm
are
out in
you
the
hearing?
street, she
Oh,
says.
yeah.
I'm out here in these streets.
That's a
And let me
street-
tell
that's
you,
a
you're
street
right,
hood.
Taraji. There is so much at stake in this moment. The majority of us believe in freedom and equality. But these extremists, as they say, they're not like us.
They not like us.
It is so cringe. But let's get to another clip that's been going viral.
Extremists.
Man, these play haters ain't like us. I be out in the streets all the time. Know what I'm saying, big dog?
Yeah. They be hating us.
And now we are unburdened by what is because
Look
we
at
are unburdened by
Tyler.
what was.
Tyler, you should take my mic again. You look sad.
I'm not sad. This is hilarious.
Tyler's been waiting for this for a long time
What?
to see his
You know,
future
we've been
father-in-law in the
rocking
zone.
we've been rocking the intimate twosome for a while. The threesome is a party, but the foursome,
Wow, that's when the shit gets real.
that's like a freaking club.
Oh yeah.
What else do you want me
like
to
The
look
Hangover.
up? I can look stuff up. You might have to help me with spelling, but I can look it up.
Your spelling sucks or your typing sucks.
Both. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Hey, but what do we think of the polls? I was thinking like the polls are always coming. They're coming out like once a week with these new polls.
Yeah.
I've never ever. I've been registered to vote now for, I think, one election, maybe two. No, one. And I've never received anything to poll. I've never been asked to poll.
I get pulled on my phone at least.
You
get,
do?
You get pulled on your phone? I
You get pulled?
Yeah, I get pulled all the time.
You do?
And I think it's because
From who?
mainly on the Republican side.
Very
I
interesting.
think
So, but
it's-
nothing for like mainstream, like
No, I
Bloomberg
think
or
it's
CNN
because I've
polls.
given money. Maybe.
Yeah.
I
If
don't
you
know.
give money, they'll worry the shit out of you.
Yeah, they kill me.
The issue with the polls is that they automatically select for the people who would
Likely.
likely
Vote.
vote or would likely
Yeah.
want to be involved with a poll. It doesn't poll everybody. It polls the people who want to be involved with polls, which
Yeah.
are a strange selection of the U.S. population.
See, that's where that guy Robert Trafalgar, am I saying that right? The Trafalgar poll. He's the one that's like really nailed 2016, and he's the one that came up with this method about. And he won't. I mean, obviously, he's not going to share his algorithm, but he found a way to find those hidden voters. Robert Trafalgar, I think is
The
his
thing
name.
is, they're not.
Trafalgar.
The thing is, they're not
That's
hidden.
better.
Yeah,
That's-
Trafalgar.
Yeah, that's better.
Trafalgar. Yeah, too many cherries.
Speaking of cherry.
Yes, you need another one, my friend.
They're almost out. We're almost out of cherries.
Well,
We
we
had
can't,
like 75 cherries.
Well, dude, I said we weren't going to
he
end this
can't bring 'em
podcast
back.
until those
He can't
cherries were
bring 'em
gone.
back.
No, I was told not to bring them home.
I'm trying to find this. This was the night before the 2016. Oh, it fell off the fork.
Oh yeah. Okay. Back to the assassination attempt. How come this time, there was not the people, resources, and things to prevent this stuff? How come it's only this time?
We were saying if
How
How
you,
come
if
it's
you,
only this
we
time?
were saying if we got us three on security detail, we could have prevented it
Yeah.
easily.
Because I would have been up on that roof.
And I would have been on.
Well, it was
I would have
sloped,
been
though.
on the extra slanted roof. You would
Yeah.
have been on the not so slanted roof. He would have been on the stage.
Yeah, but why is it just this time?
Why did they let him come out?
Why did they let him come
They
out?
knew about the threat. There was a threat 30
look,
minutes before. Does he ever take that stage?
Look, there's
No.
video. There's now video of them, talking to the cops that were on the roof, saying, "We saw our sniper, supposed to be a good sniper, taking pictures of him on the roof before he shot."
They deemed he wasn't a threat. You guys are just conspiracy theorists.
Yeah. And those are bad people. They're scary.
No.
Yeah.
That's the people that end up, overthrowing
You're
democracy.
absolutely threat to democracy. And
I mean, there's
Nazi
so much
basically.
wrong.
Here's the
here.
thing.
There's
You
so
can't.
much
You
wrong.
could not make it up. You
No,
could
you
not
can't
make up
it up.
anything this stupid.
And you know that they're after him. They're
Yeah.
after him.
Yeah.
I mean, they want to jail him. They're doing everything they can to get him. So
he can hit the long ball. I mean,
I would have loved to have seen him and Biden golf.
there's like long range videos of
my
Biden
God.
golfing, chipping into rocks, and
This
going
man
behind
can't ride
him.
a bicycle.
Ooh, the bicycle is really rough. The bicycle clip's super rough.
Pick me one out there, Stevie.
Man, he's going in with the cherries.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, get that one.
I think that I could outgolf Biden, and that is saying just
oh my
so
God,
much.
you could.
Yeah. That's saying so much. That's saying a lot.
No,
That one was wrong.
actually,
I'm
Tyler,
confident I could
Tyler,
outgolf Biden.
You've got a little bit of skill. You just need to rein it in.
Yeah. The aim, not necessarily there, but the power's there.
We just
Right into the ground.
We need to have like 2 range sessions with you, and you'll be good to go.
You just need to buy a good foot wedge.
Foot wedge.
Yeah. I've
Is
seen
it a
that.
shoe?
Yeah, Obama
Foot
used
wedge.
to use it. Clinton
Oh,
used to
yeah.
use
The
it.
foot wedge.
All Democrats use it because they're liars, cheaters, and stealers.
They can't hit the
Oh,
fairway.
and now they're attempted assassins.
Got it all covered.
Sons of bees.
We might have to go on Rumble now. This might be decided.
Yeah.
We're off YouTube. We were already on the list.
God, they're liars. They're just lie all day.
I tell you the craziest. This is just drives me insane. This girl, this spokesman or what, the kinky headed girl,
Oh,
girl with the curly hair.
Yeah.
Jean-Pierre,
Yeah,
Karim
Pierre,
Jean-Pierre.
Jean-Pierre
How can you,
Cardin.
how do you, at what point do you even say to yourself, I can't lie this blatantly anymore? I mean, they all tell a little
You can't.
deception or whatever, but I mean, the shit that she lies about is just like,
Listen, I was over in the communist countries before the wall fell. That is their mission, is to just deceive. Just deceive. That's all it is. And if you don't, like everything that we're experiencing now, like every institution, everything that has to do with government is trash. Even the airline industry now is trash because they're run by the FAA. Everything that we know is trash. And that's exactly how it was over at the Soviet Union bloc. And I went over there. This is how it works. You go into a restaurant, and I know I told these guys before. Everyone, they give you a menu. We all pick different things. Everybody gets the same thing. That's how it works. They don't care. They just, it doesn't matter.
yeah.
The bureaucracy is so big and so evil and so bad that and every institution gets destroyed, which that's what's happening. And that's why everything is destroyed. Everything is destroyed because of the bureaucracy.
Yeah.
Well, the craziest thing is that these alphabet soup organizations are not constitutionally allowed. And we have this beautiful document called the Constitution that allows amendments for when things change. The living document. Mm-hmm. You can, like, intelligence organizations are important. You need to have intelligence because the other people do. But if you just add them in and not write them in, they're just unchecked. They don't actually have any power, but they're given power, so now they don't have to answer to the Constitution.
Exactly. No.
It's ridiculous. They weren't given any power. It's the people, the state governments and the federal governments all have powers written into the Constitution, and then you can amend it as things change. It's perfect. We haven't had an amendment since what?
Long time.
Yeah. It's a great system. It's a fantastic system.
But the Supreme Court just said they can't do that anymore. They can't legislate.
Now they've already done it for...
What?
Now but they're not getting rid of...
No, the Chevron... You know the Chevron case?
No.
Okay, there's a case. It came up. Said it was about fishermen. Fishermen said, you want us to take on these government workers onto our boat and pay for the people to be on our boat to evaluate what we catch and stuff. We don't... This isn't even a law. This was... given down to us by an administration, not the government. Like the EPA or I don't know, the fishery department, or I don't know what department it is, but and they said we don't want to do it. We're spending millions of dollars for all this stuff. And so anyway, they went to court, and that's the big Chevron case that just came out like a couple months ago or a month ago, and they said, Supreme Court finally said, you can't give laws anymore to these different industries and stuff without legislative laws. You have to say, we need to make it a law. You can't have the EPA telling auto companies that they can't make this or that because you're spilling too many emissions or whatever. And so it's a huge deal. So we'll see what happens. But, I mean, that was a big deal for our country.
And how many people even know about it?
Well, obviously you people don't know about it.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty up on my stuff, and I haven't heard anything about this.
No, you look it up. They said you can't make these laws from
just out of thin air.
Out of thin air because you have
you can,
because these are all laws created by the executive branch. The executive branch owns operates all these departments.
It's so corrupt all the way through.
The Department of Energy, the Department of EPA, they own all that.
Well, that's why you grow it so large.
And then they write 77,000 pages
of bullshit.
That
nobody reads.
Like every year that you have to follow. And the legislature has not voted on it. And then they act like this is a law. And it's just not.
And that's the crazy part, is that it's important to have like at the end of the day, it's important to have some kind of environmental thought going into what we're doing. But it should be written in. It should not be just some bureaucrats that are appointed by no one.
That gets to just make up the rules as they
make
go.
up the rules. Yeah. And we have to live by the rules that have never been voted on.
It's crazy that people talk about America being the land of the free. You're not free. You're just freer than most people. in the world. But freedom, hell no.
Yeah.
That was out the window.
Well, you are on Portsmouth Island. You're free.
For a brief moment.
Yeah, for a brief moment.
Yep.
That's the Animal Farm. Everyone's equal, but some are more equal than others.
Well, I tell you, you're seeing Animal Farm, 1984, and 2001: Space Odyssey playing out in front of your eyes right
Live.
now. Yes, all of it is just with the AI and stuff. I mean, you're just seeing all of that come.
What was his name?
Stanley Kubrick.
No, what was the
Hal.
Hal. That
Good morning, Hal.
that dude was scary.
Yeah,
That dude was real scary.
but no, Animal Farm's a good analogy, man. It's
What do we think about this?
Oh, I got the last one.
A new Wall Street Journal poll found that Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump are in an essentially tied race for president. When we matched the two up head to head, Donald Trump was leading Kamala Harris by about 2 percentage points. And that's significant because this is the first poll that the Wall Street Journal has done since President Biden dropped out of the race as the leader of the Democratic ticket.
So I've decided the best way forward.
That's not him.
Pass the torch to the new generation.
That's not him.
And when we polled the last time after the debate between Donald Trump and President Biden, Trump was leading by about 6 percentage points. The fact that Kamala Harris is doing markedly better than President Biden in a head-to-head matchup with Donald Trump shows us that voters were pretty uniquely punishing Biden for what they view to be his lack of fitness for office due to his age. In our poll we took after the presidential debate in late June, some 80% of voters said that they thought Biden was too old to be president, including a majority of Democrats.
But they didn't notice
what
that the
this
week
poll
before.
Taken between Harris and Trump shows is that voters, at least some voters, are more willing to vote Democrat now that President Biden is not on the ticket.
I don't buy
She's
that
tied
for
it up.
1 second.
No, she's tied it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
She's tied it up.
She's more hated than he ever.
I know.
People are not factoring in all the
she's
different.
she's tied it up.
Yeah, it's going to be a slaughter. And if it's not, kiss the country goodbye, boys. It's over.
Yeah, it is.
Because
over.
if we can't win, I don't care how bad people hate Trump for whatever their emotional reasons, but if he can't beat this idiot, then we just don't. Then there's no way to win.
Yeah.
I just don't understand how. Even if you look at the enthusiasm right now, they're a jumbled up mess. Even this is trying to, repair all the damage that's been done the last few weeks, and magically it's just all better.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
No, well, they just lie. That's what they do. They lie.
It
and
works.
They keep lying. They lie, and the dummies
Buy it.
buy it.
It's
You
because
need-
they're lazy.
People, you need to get red pilled.
Yeah.
Red pilled.
Oh my god. What a crazy time. What's game plan if Harris wins?
Game plan is we're getting the hell out of here. We're going to Alaska.
That's
Deep.
still in the United States.
I know, but
It's a little cold
we're
too.
going. We're
I ain't
going
letting-
deep.
they're not running me out.
No.
Not
running.
happening. Mm-mm.
The guardian of Wake County.
My parents didn't raise no quitter. Ain't no quitter.
I didn't quit. I'm just.
Nah, it's gonna
I
suck.
think if a person like her gets in, I think there's no possible way
To recover.
a Republican ever gets in
no,
again.
no, that's what I'm
No.
telling you.
Because
This is
if the worst candidate ever in history,
Well, they'll change everything.
unelected, she's not elected. She didn't get the nominee. She's just there somehow.
that's 2 in a row that were placed.
Yeah. If she gets in, it's
Well, that tells you right away that
Tyler,
the underground world that runs the world
come and finish
is
this.
far ahead of the game. But I don't think it's going to happen. I honestly don't. I think you're getting ready to see.
All the cherries are gone.
I think you're getting ready to see this progressive movement fail. I honestly do. I mean, I can sit here and say it, and you call it wish casting, but I think it's going to.
It's the final.
It's going to come to an end. In the
Man.
next 2 years, something's going to happen across this planet. I don't know what it is. Something's going to happen. It's just like a old country dog that's got fleas on it. What is the dog? A dog don't want fleas. He's going to go run in the water, roll around in the dirt and shake, and get the fleas off of him.
And that's what I'm talking about.
The planet's got too many fleas.
The planet has a lot of fleas.
And the dog has to shake to get the fleas off. Something's going to happen.
I think that's a good way to round it out.
You got it, boss.
Amen. Amen. You know what amen means, don't you?
That's the truth.
Yeah, that's the truth.
It is the truth.
Yeah, I gotta say, good episode. We had Steven, and it was a fantastic episode. So we will see you guys next week at some random day. Sorry about the weirdness with the schedule, but it's just how it is. So
Guys, we're busy.
yeah, so we'll see
We're
you guys
busy.
next week.
Yeah.
Goodbye.